It's 2 a.m. again. The cold tile against your feet. The harsh bathroom light making you squint. That moment of unsteadiness as you carefully navigate back to bed in the dark. The sheets, now cool where they were once warm. Remember when sleep was just sleep? 8 uninterrupted hours of restoration. Now, your body betrays you nightly, pulling you from dreams to make that familiar journey down the hallway. You've tried everything. Limiting fluids after 7 p.m., the special pillow, the white noise machine. Yet still, night after night, that urgent call comes. If you turn away from this message now, you'll never discover the real reason you're still waking up every night. And what could that mean? Heart complications from interrupted sleep cycles, memory deterioration that everyone dismisses as just getting older. Or even worse, a sudden fall during one of those nighttime journeys, resulting in an injury that changes everything. What if I told you it isn't your age causing this nightly disruption? What if instead it's something missing? Dr. Eleanor Simmons, sleep specialist with over 40 years of experience, puts it simply, the bathroom isn't calling you. Your deficient body is sending false alarms. Most doctors will tell you it's just part of aging. They'll suggest medications with side effects worse than the problem itself. But across America, thousands of adults over 60 are rediscovering what uninterrupted sleep feels like, without prescription drugs, without expensive treatments. The solution lies not in what you're doing wrong, but in what your dinner plate is missing. Something so simple, yet powerful enough to silence the false alarms your body sends at night. Let me explain what's actually happening inside your body at night. As we age, our sleep becomes lighter, less restorative. This lighter sleep creates a cascade effect. Cortisol levels rise, while melatonin, our sleep hormone, decreases. This imbalance sends mixed signals throughout your body. Imagine a beautiful symphony where suddenly one instrument plays the wrong note. Everything feels off. That's your nervous system at 2 a.m. Your bladder, which should be peacefully collecting urine until morning, suddenly receives an urgent message. We need to empty now. But here's the truth. Your bladder isn't actually full. It's responding to a false alarm. Over time, this pattern creates a vicious cycle. Your body becomes conditioned to wake at that same time each night. What started as occasional disruption becomes a nightly routine. The long-term effects go beyond mere inconvenience. Chronic sleep disruption increases inflammation throughout your body. It weakens your immune system. It contributes to cognitive decline and can even lead to depression. Dr. James Moretti from the National Sleep Foundation notes, we've observed that consistent nighttime waking for urination is often one of the first signs of nutritional imbalance, not just a bladder issue. The good news: your body wants to sleep through the night. It's designed for restorative rest, but it needs the right tools, specific vitamins that work as messengers, telling your organs and systems exactly what to do when darkness falls. Meet vitamin B6. Think of it as your body's own language translator. When your brain needs to send signals to your bladder about when to contract and when to relax, B6 makes sure those messages are delivered clearly. Without enough B6, these signals become garbled. Your bladder receives static instead of clear instructions. The result? Those middle-of-the-night urgencies that aren't actually necessary. Dr. Melissa Grant from Johns Hopkins Neurology Department led a groundbreaking study in 2023 following 348 adults over age 65. Those with higher B6 levels experienced 62% fewer nighttime awakenings for bathroom trips compared to those with deficiencies. Let me introduce you to Harold. At 71, this former forest ranger from Montana was waking up 4 times every night to use the bathroom. I felt like my life had become measured in bathroom trips, he told me. During the day, I was exhausted, irritable. My grandchildren would visit, and all I could think about was when I could sneak away for a nap. Harold's doctor suggested adult diapers, another recommended medication with a list of side effects longer than this video. Then his daughter read about B6 and bladder control. Skeptical but desperate, Harold started taking a modest supplement with dinner. Within 3 weeks, something miraculous happened, Harold shared, his voice breaking slightly. I slept for 6 hours straight. 6 hours. I hadn't done that in 15 years. What happened inside Harold's body? The B6 began repairing the communication pathways between his brain and bladder. The false alarms quieted. His nervous system began speaking clearly again. The most beautiful part? B6 doesn't force your body to do something unnatural. It simply restores your body's natural abilities temporarily dimmed by deficiency. Research shows that after age 60, our ability to absorb B6 from food decreases by up to 30%, even with a healthy diet. The winter months make this even worse, as our exposure to natural B vitamins decreases. You don't need much, just enough to restore those vital communication pathways. Too little does nothing. Too much isn't necessary. It's about finding that sweet spot where your body can again interpret its own signals correctly. Imagine falling asleep tonight, knowing you'll wake up with the sunrise, not with that familiar pressure. Imagine the energy you'll have tomorrow when you've slept through the night. That's not a fantasy. That's the reality of restored B6 levels working as they should. Now let's talk about the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D, and its surprising role in your nighttime bathroom visits. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. In fact, by age 70, we produce about 50% less vitamin D from the same amount of sun exposure compared to when we were 20. If you live anywhere north of Atlanta, winter months make this even more challenging. What does this have to do with your sleep? Everything. Vitamin D directly influences your kidney's ability to concentrate urine at night. With sufficient vitamin D, your kidneys efficiently process fluids during daytime hours, reducing the volume that needs processing while you sleep. Researchers at Tufts University found that adults with optimal vitamin D levels produce 30% less urine during overnight hours compared to those with deficiencies. This difference alone could mean the difference between sleeping through the night or making those familiar cold floor journeys to the bathroom. Beyond kidney function, vitamin D also regulates your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. When this rhythm is disrupted, everything falls out of sync, including your bladder's filling and emptying cycles. Mary Ann from Ohio discovered this connection unexpectedly. My doctor checked my vitamin D during a routine visit and said it was critically low. She prescribed a supplement, but honestly, I was taking it for my bones, not my bladder. Within a month, I noticed I was waking up once instead of 3 times nightly. It never occurred to me the two could be connected. The solution doesn't require dramatic changes. 15 minutes of morning sunlight on your face and arms, without sunscreen, when appropriate, starts the process. For many over 60, especially during winter months, a small daily supplement completes what sunshine alone can no longer provide. This isn't about medication. It's about restoration, giving your body what it naturally needs but can no longer produce or absorb efficiently. The gentle return to balance, where night is for sleeping, not for bathroom visits. Let's turn our attention to vitamin E, the silent protector of your bladder's delicate lining. Imagine your bladder as a balloon, constantly filling and emptying. Now imagine that balloon becoming inflamed, irritated, hypersensitive. Even small amounts of urine create uncomfortable pressure signals. That's what happens when vitamin E levels drop below what your body needs. Vitamin E works as a powerful anti-inflammatory, particularly for mucous membranes like those lining your bladder. It creates a protective buffer, allowing your bladder to fill normally without sending premature discomfort signals. Martha, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Michigan, described her nighttime experience as bladder fire. It wasn't just about having to go, she explains. It was this burning sensation, this urgency that would jolt me awake. My doctor tested me for infections repeatedly, always negative. He suggested it was just aging bladder syndrome, and I should accept it. Martha's daughter, a nutritionist, suggested vitamin E after reading emerging research about its effect on bladder tissue. I was skeptical, Martha admits. How could something so simple help when prescription medications hadn't? But after about 3 weeks, I noticed the burning sensation had diminished. By 6 weeks, I was sleeping for longer stretches without that urgent wake-up call. What changed? The vitamin E reduced the micro-inflammation in Martha's bladder lining. As inflammation decreased, so did the hypersensitivity. Her bladder could now fill to normal capacity before sending appropriate signals. Dr. Kenneth Browning, urologist at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, explains, "We're discovering that many nighttime urination issues aren't about bladder capacity or kidney function, but about inappropriate sensitivity. Vitamin E addresses this sensitivity at its source." The most remarkable aspect of Martha's story isn't just that she sleeps better now. It's how this simple change restored her dignity, her confidence. "I can go to my grandchildren's school events without mapping out every bathroom," she says. "I can enjoy an evening with friends without that underlying anxiety. My bedroom is a place of rest again, not a way station between bathroom trips." Imagine tonight being different. Instead of that burning urgency jolting you awake, your bladder quietly continues its job without disturbing your precious rest. Imagine waking in the morning feeling that peaceful satisfaction of an uninterrupted night, the kind of morning you perhaps haven't experienced in years. That's not wishful thinking. That's what happens when your body has the tools it needs to work as designed. Now let's explore vitamin A, the unsung hero of hormonal balance that affects your nighttime needs. While we typically associate vitamin A with vision, its influence extends much further. This powerful nutrient plays a critical role in regulating your endocrine system, particularly your pancreas, and how it balances fluids throughout the day and night. Without sufficient vitamin A, this balance shifts, causing your body to retain more fluid during the day and process it at night, precisely when you're trying to sleep. Think of your body's fluid regulation system as an orchestra. Vitamin A is the conductor, ensuring each section plays at the right time. When the conductor is missing, the beautiful symphony becomes chaotic noise. Your kidneys process fluid at the wrong times. Your bladder fills when it should be resting. Dr. Linda Kaplan of the Mayo Clinic explains, "We observe that patients with optimal vitamin A levels show more daytime urination and less nighttime urination. Exactly the pattern we want for restful sleep." What makes this vitamin particularly important for those over 60 is that our ability to convert beta-carotene, found in orange and yellow vegetables, into active vitamin A decreases with age. Even with a healthy diet rich in carrots, sweet potatoes, and kale, many seniors remain functionally deficient. Robert, age 74, shares. My doctor suggested I add more vitamin A-rich foods to my dinner after I complained about nightly bathroom trips. I thought it was an odd suggestion for bladder issues, but I started having sweet potato with dinner 3 times a week. The change wasn't dramatic or immediate, but over about a month, I noticed I was waking up less often. Now, most nights, I sleep until at least 5 a.m. without interruption. The elegance of this approach is its gentleness. Rather than forcing your body to behave differently with medications, you're simply restoring your natural regulatory systems to their proper function. This is an intervention. It's restoration of what should be happening naturally. Now to vitamin C, not just for your immune system, but a critical shield for your bladder's delicate tissues. We've long known vitamin C strengthens immune response, but recent research reveals its special relationship with urinary health. Vitamin C strengthens the epithelial lining of your bladder and urethra, creating a protective barrier against irritation. Think of your bladder as a sentinel, constantly monitoring and protecting. When weakened, it becomes hypersensitive, sending urgent signals even when not necessary. Vitamin C restores this gatekeeper's strength and judgment. Mayo Clinic research found that adults over 65 with sufficient vitamin C levels experienced 40% fewer false alarms at night compared to those with deficiencies. More importantly, they reported less urgency when waking, allowing many to return to sleep quickly rather than making that disruptive bathroom journey. Dr. Richard Thompson, urologist and researcher. What we're discovering is that vitamin C does for the bladder what it does for all epithelial tissues. It strengthens them, makes them more resilient, less prone to irritation. For older adults experiencing nocturia, it's a game changer. For Patricia, 77, from Arizona, the connection became clear during COVID. I started taking vitamin C supplements during the pandemic for immunity. Completely unrelated, I noticed I wasn't getting up 3 times a night anymore. My doctor explained the connection, and I've made it part of my routine ever since. What makes vitamin C particularly effective is that it addresses both frequency and urgency. It's not just about how often you need to go. It's about how pressing that need feels when it arises. Many report that with sufficient vitamin C, even if they do wake once during the night, the urge is milder, more manageable. Sometimes, they can even return to sleep without making the trip. The science is clear. Vitamin C reduces bladder inflammation, strengthens tissue integrity, and helps prevent the recurrent UTIs that often plague older adults and contribute to nighttime waking. Imagine your bladder as a wise guardian rather than an impulsive alarm system, knowing when to alert you and when to let you rest. That's the power of restored vitamin C, working through the night as you sleep peacefully. Let's talk about the mineral that brings stillness to your night. Magnesium, nature's relaxation mineral. Magnesium works like a gentle hand, soothing tense muscles throughout your body, including the smooth muscle tissue of your bladder. When these muscles are properly relaxed, your bladder can fill to appropriate capacity before sending signals that it needs emptying. The challenge? Up to 80% of Americans over 60 are magnesium deficient. Even more so if you're taking certain blood pressure medications or acid reflux remedies, which further deplete magnesium levels. Dr. Samuel Klein, gerontologist at Vanderbilt University, explains. Magnesium deficiency creates a state of perpetual tension in smooth muscle tissue. For the bladder, this means contraction signals occur prematurely, creating that urgent need to urinate even when the bladder isn't full. This deficiency creates a perfect storm for nighttime bathroom trips. Your muscles can't fully relax. Your bladder becomes hypersensitive, and your sleep is repeatedly interrupted. Claire, 69, from Oregon discovered this connection when her doctor suggested magnesium for leg cramps. The leg cramps improved within days, but the unexpected blessing was in my sleep. Suddenly I wasn't getting up at midnight and 3 a.m. like clockwork. I mentioned it to my doctor, and she explained that the same mineral helping my leg muscles was also helping my bladder relax properly. What makes magnesium uniquely valuable is how it synergizes with deep sleep. As your body enters deeper sleep cycles, muscle relaxation increases, but only if sufficient magnesium is present. Without it, muscles remain partially tensed, including your bladder, primed to wake you with urgent signals. The solution is gentle supplementation with dinner, or a mindful increase in magnesium-rich foods. Dark leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and dark chocolate. Yes, a small piece of dark chocolate after dinner might actually help you sleep better. Elizabeth, 72, describes the difference. With magnesium, it's like my entire body exhales at night. That constant tenseness, that feeling of being on alert, fades away. Sleep becomes deeper, more peaceful. It's like rediscovering what true rest feels like after years of shallow sleep. Imagine that sense of complete relaxation tonight. Your body releasing tension, your bladder quiet, your sleep deep and restorative. Let's meet the final hero in our story, Zinc, the master regulator of hormones that affect your nighttime comfort. Zinc plays a crucial but often overlooked role in managing your hormonal balance, particularly testosterone and insulin levels, which directly impact bladder function. It also supports tissue healing throughout your urinary system. Think of Zinc as the executive manager of your body's hormone department, ensuring every system receives the right messages at the right time. After age 60, zinc absorption decreases significantly. Compounding this, many common medications for heart conditions, diabetes, and blood pressure further deplete zinc levels. The result? Hormonal miscommunications that often manifest as nighttime bathroom trips. Dr. Joseph Lang, endocrinologist in Denver, shares, "In my practice, I've observed that optimizing zinc levels often reduces nighttime urination by 30–50% in patients over 65, particularly in men with prostate concerns and women with bladder sensitivity issues." Thomas, 78, a retired engineer from Pennsylvania, experienced this transformation firsthand. "For years, I accepted getting up 3 to 4 times a night as part of aging. My doctor checked my zinc levels during a physical and found them severely deficient. Within 2 months of supplementation, I was down to 1 waking per night, sometimes none at all. It was like turning back the clock 20 years on my sleep quality." What makes zinc particularly effective is its comprehensive approach to multiple systems. While other nutrients target specific aspects of bladder function, zinc addresses the underlying hormonal environment that affects everything from prostate health in men to tissue integrity in women. Dr. Lang explains, "Zinc is like the keychain that holds all the keys to proper nighttime fluid regulation. Without sufficient zinc, those keys get misplaced, and the body's systems can't lock up properly for the night. For those concerned about prostate health, zinc offers additional benefits. Studies show that proper zinc levels help maintain normal prostate function, reducing the pressure and irritation that contribute to nighttime waking. The approach is simple: small, consistent supplementation with dinner, focusing on high bioavailability forms that your body can easily use, or intentionally increasing zinc-rich foods like oysters, pumpkin seeds, and grass-fed beef in your evening meals. Imagine tonight your hormones working in perfect harmony, your tissues resilient and healthy, your sleep deeper and more restorative than it's been in years. That's the promise of optimal zinc levels supporting your body through the night. Now, let's transform all this knowledge into something deliciously practical: the Peaceful Night Bowl. A simple meal designed to deliver these essential nutrients in their most bioavailable forms. Start with a base of wild-caught salmon, rich in vitamin D and zinc. Salmon provides these nutrients in forms your body can easily utilize, even with the decreased absorption that comes with age. Add a generous portion of steamed kale, delivering vitamins A, C, and magnesium. The gentle steaming preserves nutrients while making them more digestible for older digestive systems. Include roasted sweet potato, nature's powerhouse of vitamin A and B6. The roasting process actually increases the bioavailability of these nutrients. Sprinkle with pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds for additional zinc, vitamin E, and magnesium. A crunchy boost to both nutrition and texture. Finish with a small piece of dark chocolate, 70% or higher cacao, for a pleasant dose of magnesium and antioxidants. Accompany with chamomile tea, which itself has mild properties that support bladder health and relaxation. Joan, 70, from Florida, began preparing this meal 3 times weekly. It doesn't feel like taking medicine. It feels like enjoying a delicious dinner. Yet the results have been more effective than any prescription I've tried for nighttime bathroom trips. The beauty of this approach lies in its simplicity and sustainability. This isn't a severe regimen or restrictive diet. It's simply a thoughtful meal that supports your body's natural functions. Imagine preparing this bowl tonight, knowing each ingredient is working in harmony to support your peaceful night ahead. Let's redefine what nighttime means for you. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's your right. Uninterrupted rest isn't just for the young. It belongs to you too. Those 2 a.m. journeys down the hallway? They're not inevitable. They're not just part of getting older. They're often simply your body's way of telling you what it needs. Specific nutrients that have become depleted over time. By restoring these vital vitamins and minerals, you're not fighting against aging. You're supporting your body's natural wisdom. You're helping it remember its own rhythms, its own perfect balance. Think about what reclaiming your nights would mean. More energy during the day with your grandchildren. Clearer thinking during your favorite activities. Less irritability with those you love. Fewer worries about falling during those nighttime journeys. Remember Harold from Montana? I spoke with him recently. He told me something beautiful. Last week, I woke up at 5 a.m., not to use the bathroom, but to watch the sunrise with a cup of tea. By choice, not necessity. I sat on my porch and watched the mountains turn gold in the morning light. I couldn't remember the last time I'd seen a sunrise without it being through my bathroom window. That's the gift of restored sleep, the return of choice, the dignity of control over your own body, the joy of waking refreshed by natural light rather than urgent need. If this message has touched you, if you recognize your own nightly journeys in these stories, consider sharing this with someone else who awakens at 2 a.m. Perhaps a spouse, a friend, a sibling who has mentioned their own interrupted sleep. Because everyone deserves to know that those nighttime bathroom trips aren't inevitable. Everyone deserves the chance to rediscover what continuous, peaceful sleep feels like. Tonight, as you prepare for bed, imagine a different pattern emerging. Your body in harmony, your bladder calm, your sleep deep and restorative. This isn't just possible. With the right nutrients, it becomes probable. Sleep well, rest deeply, wake joyfully. You deserve nothing less.